Good evening and welcome to STSPN and Westco 4A Conference Volleyball. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies with a record of 3-5 visit the Jackson Timberwolves tonight with a record of 5-3. These two teams are evenly matched with one of Glacier Peak's wins over Jackson in the opening league match of this season. Both squads are jockeying for district playoff positions. I'm Mike Buckholtz, along with producer Todd Elvig, directing the whole process of video and audio, as well as a tech crew out in the truck. And we're looking forward to an exciting game tonight here at Jackson High School. And I'm not sure if you can tell on the camera or not, but the Jackson coaches are all decorated out in holiday sweaters. So I see a Grinch and some other stuff there. They're about a month early, but they're having a good time with that. STSPN's presentation of Westco Conference Sports is presented by Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe. Visit speedwaychevrolet.com. Proud sponsor of Live Varsity Sports since 2015. We would like to thank all of our broadcast sponsors in helping to bring these games to you live, including Fred's Rivertown Ale House, Restaurant and Bar, McDaniel's Do-It Center, Home and Garden, G&S Heating, Cooling and Electrical, Adrenaline Fundraising, and Gene Johnson Plumbing. The Jackson Timberwolves have 3 seniors and are coached by Mindy Staudinger. The young Wolves are putting together a very solid year, have won 4 of their last 5, and currently are alone in 3rd place in the Westco 4A with that 5-3 record. The visitors tonight are the Grizzlies of Glacier Peak, coached by Dave Thorne. They have a hold on the last playoff berth with a 3-5 record. Glacier Peak has been hovering around the 500 mark the past several seasons. And the Grizzlies have 6 seniors with a good mix of underclassmen. And the Grizz would like to get on a roll tonight and make a splash at the district tournament. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back with the starting lineups right after this, so don't go away on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back to Jackson High School, Westco 4A Conference Volleyball. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies visiting the Jackson Timberwolves. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Grizz with the record of 3-5. Number 7, Sophia Soderblom, 5'8" outside hitter. Number 9, Emily Habib. She's a middle blocker and a junior. Number 11, Megan Perry, 6'1", right side hitter. The setter is number 12, Jordan Sprink. She's a 5'4" senior. Number 16, Caitlin Wheeler, 5'8" outside hitter. She's a junior. And number 44, Lauren Larson, a 5'8" middle blocker and outside hitter. She's a sophomore. The libero is Kate Hansen. For the Jackson Timberwolves with a record of 5-3, it will be Brooklyn Coleman, number 3. She is a 5'7" junior, opposite side hitter and a setter as well. Number 7, Paige Wilson, 5'10" outside hitter. Number 8, Erin Ingram, 6'1" middle blocker. Number 9, Marissa Martinez, 5'5", defensive specialist. She is a sophomore. Number 10, Alina Powell. She is a 6-foot setter and a sophomore. And number 13, Ainsley Johansson. She is a 5'10" junior, middle blocker. The libero is Rosa Ursino. And you can see from the angle here that Todd Elvig and I are courtside, and so I'm not only in charge of calling the game, but I'm also here to protect, just in case some wayward volleyballs come over here at a high rate of speed. I've already been hit by one tonight, and I've been hit in the head before.
We'll see. We'll see how quick you are tonight. We'll see if.
Well, I wasn't very quick tonight already. I was getting a skittle. And
Well, we want to thank American Family Insurance because they have the insurance for my equipment.
Okay.
So if you know Sally Petty over there, if the ball turns your screen black, just know that she'll be getting a call tomorrow. She has our business insurance.
So I was doing a game on the radio and got hit in the head by a volleyball. Ruined a perfectly good volleyball, by the way. So, all right. So Jackson Timberwolves are going to receive service. They get it over, and taking the big swing is number 7, Sophia Soderblom, and it is out of play. So the point goes to the Timberwolves. Alina Powell, 6-foot setter, going to rotate back for Jackson and the service. Glacier Peak going to set that up, blocked at the net, but the ball flies errantly into the Jackson side, and the point goes to Glacier Peak. So we are tied at 1. Soderblom back to serve. Nice setup there. They go to the middle. Coleman tries to get the angle, but it's dug out by Glacier Peak. Now Jackson going to have a better opportunity here. And played well by the Grizzlies. And they hammer that one home for point number 2 here in the first set. 2-1 is the score. And the service ace as Aaron Ingram diving for that one for Jackson, cannot get to it. So Soderblom off to a good start already. She's been our player of the game before. And Martinez gets to that one. Jackson just plays the over. Soderblom with the pass to the setter. And now Jackson will have the setup. Soderblom with the dig. Jordan Sprink with the setup. Jackson now with an opportunity. Nice dig there by Alina Powell of the Timberwolves. Nice hustle by the Wolves to try to get it over. And that point does go to the Wolves. And it is 3-2. Taking a look at keys to the game tonight as Isha Mahal rotates back to serve for the T-Wolves. And nice setup by the Grizzlies. Good block by Jackson. So 2 evenly matched teams here, by the way, despite the 2-game lead in league with the record. But the Wolves, nice drop shot by Coleman over the net there. So it's tied at 3. Jackson opened with a big win versus Monroe in that opening round, and then played flat versus Glacier Peak and lost their first game. So the challenge for Glacier Peak, another block by Coleman, is matching the energy and earning momentum at win time during these sets.
Do I hear a band or drums or something? I can't see from here.
Yeah, there's a drum line up there.
Oh, nice.
And since I'm a drummer, I like the drum line. Backwards set, reverse set over her head by Powell. And that gets the point for Jackson. Mahal back to serve again. Here's some of the crowd. Drum line here. Pretty good crowd tonight. It's a big gym, so hard to make it look like there's a big crowd. They only have one side. Excellent drop shot there. That was number 16, Caitlin Wheeler. It's a lot easier for us to see the Jackson players because we're on their side, and we'll have a better handle on the Grizzly players when they switch for the second set. Jackson playing that one off the block, left-handed swing goes long for Jackson. Katie German hits that out, and so we're tied at 5-5. Kate Hansen, the libero for the Grizzlies, is serving. The liberos wear opposite color jerseys. Good double block at the net. by the Grizzlies, and now they're going to have an opportunity for the set. Who do they go to? And a block by Coleman again. She's been very effective up there so far in this game. And the left-handed swing and the kill for Megan Perry, the 6'1 junior. And the Grizzlies take the lead here at 6-5, wearing their navy blue fade jerseys down to, looks like gray and white. Jackson wearing their home whites, except for the libero. And there's a big left-handed swing by Katie German, played well by the Grizzlies. Powell, nice set over on the side. Off of the double block it goes. And I believe that was Paige Wilson with the kill for Jackson. Coleman with the serve. Good setup for the Wolves. Pass a little bit off line, and German takes a whack at it and hits it off the back wall, well out. So 7-6 now with Glacier Peak in the lead. Monica Gerges, who also is one of the setters for Glacier Peak, going to serve. Powell going to set up for the Timberwolves, and now Glacier Peak just pushing it to the back. Good dive by Mahal to save that one. Jackson gets it over and swinging off speed. That was Emily Habib getting the point, and the score is 8-6. And my wife Maggie at home listening hears that score at 8-6, and she's telling us that the video is really good tonight. Got a great signal. Service ace by the Grizz. 9-6 is the score.
I would comment, but I'm eating a hot dog.
Breakfast of champions. Got any mustard on that hot
Although
dog?
they forgot to nuke the bun tonight.
Okay. Big swing by Jackson is out again. So a little bit too long, and we've got a timeout as the score goes 10-6. Coach Staudinger wanted to talk that over, so we'll be back after this commercial break here. 10-6, Glacier Peak ahead in the first set. All court as we are courtside. Glacier Peak leading Jackson 10-6. Gerges with the serve, and it rolls over the net. Monica Gerges, 5'4 junior with the service ace. So timeout by Jackson leads to a service ace, and that one a little bit long. Too much mustard on that serve. Probably could have used a little of that mustard on the hot dog there, Todd. He can't say anything, his mouth's full. 7-11 is the score. Umpires having a discussion over there. You need a Slurpee with that hot dog as well. And now we've got some subs coming in. Rotating into serve for Jackson will be number 9, Marissa Martinez. Jackson trailing here in the first set, 7-11. And the Grizzlies set up. And we've got a point because somebody under the net for Jackson. Paige Wilson has indicated who was under the net. The crowd did not like that call. 12-7 it goes. Addison Stratton serving near the midline of the court for Glacier Peak with the score 12-7. Powell taps that one over instead of the set, and well played by the Grizzlies, and they come away with the point makes it 13-7. I talked about Glacier Peak having to match the energy, and I talked about Jackson in the first game of the year with the win over Monroe. They also defeated Monroe this past Tuesday, 3-0. So they're coming off that big win to be all alone in third place, and they're a little flat tonight. So it's 13-7. So got that rivalry going with the Monroe Bearcats and have prevailed, but coming back here against Glacier Peak, they lost the first time they played, and Glacier Peak here 13-7. Key number 2, which team will get the best play from various role players? So far, it has been in Glacier Peak as Addison Stratton back to serve. And they end up with another.
I'm a role player.
Point here.
I'm playing a producer tonight.
Producer? How about executive producer?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't quite advanced to that yet.
Stratton. Everything going the way of Glacier Peak as it hits the top of the net. Finds the centipede legs and rolls over. Service ace, 15-7. So all the rhythms so far are going the way of Glacier Peak, and Paige Wilson, the senior outside hitter, usually very solid, mistimed that one, 16-7. Stratton again with the serve, quickly back to play. Jackson gets the over. Glacier Peak going to have a set. Nice block was Johansson, and I believe Alina Powell, the 6-foot setter. So 18-6 score is doubled.
Not only do you have to watch for the balls in front of you, but next to you.
Yeah, the ball rollers over here, they can be very dangerous sometimes. Set up in the swing by Soderblom goes into the net. So Jackson maybe trying to find a little momentum here with Paige Wilson serving.
Ooh, the Jackson coach liked something she saw. She was yelling it out there.
Well, they're pretty formidable at the net with those middle blocks, and Glacier Peak's been trying to attack using the angle. Nice block by Glacier Peak. Soderblom hammers one off the block for the point. Glacier Peak scoring now 17-9. They lead as Habib rotates back for service. And Habib showing some versatility as she's a tall young lady, 5'10", does a good job as a middle blocker and comes up with the service ace, 18-9, Glacier Peak. Well played by Jackson, the bump set spike. Aaron Ingram getting the benefit of a nice set by Alina Powell.
Did I mention that on the way into the gym, there was a bunch of different parents that came up to us and were thanking us for coming out and supporting girls sports?
You did not, but that's always great to hear. As get lots of watchers, both live and able to go back and watch the reruns as well. And once again, it is number 8, Aaron Ingram, little seeing eye off speed shot over the top of the block, and it is 18-11. Jackson cuts the lead to 7. Orsino with the serve for Jackson, going to set up for Glacier Peak. A good dive. Orsino, though, can't get to it as it went towards the back, up near the backboard. And, you know, when you play these high school games, they raise the baskets, the backboards up. That one did not hit, but if they hit the backboards, it's in play.
What if they make a basket with the basket with the backboards up?
Then they make the ESPN highlights. Nice double block, Lauren Larson and Megan Perry for the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies playing very loose and confident tonight, and a little bit of concerned body language here by the Timberwolves, 20-11. Wilson in the air. Powell tries to dump it. Blocks, so Jackson going to have another chance. And that one goes into the net.
Ooh, coach didn't like that.
Coach Staudinger not happy with that, and we're going to have the obligatory conference by the officials over there. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night on STSPN. There's a football game going on, is that right?
Oh my, yeah, we're going to have the homecoming for Glacier Peak and Mariner.
That at
Veterans
Stadium in Snohomish. And Jackson.
Oh, they took that point off, huh?
They must have, and so you got
So
your.
they went with a mulligan?
You got with your mulligan do-over back. Alina Powell going to serve now for the T-Wolves. Tall young lady. Most of the setters are a little bit shorter, but that gives her some versatility at the net as she does a good job blocking as well. Jackson with the swing, and now Glacier Peak going to have an opportunity to set it up. A Soderblom angled shot dug out of there by Powell. Pushed to the back and out by Katie German. And 21-12, the opposite of one of your favorite scores, which
I think you can still go with 21-12. Where's my camera?
That is, it's 21-12, that's right. Favorite Rush album, Better Hurry.
I'm trying.
He's getting his camera out. He likes the 21-12. Getty Lee, Alec Lifeson, and Neil Pert and company make their presence known with 21-12, and it now goes to 22-12. So that was just a fleeting moment.
You got to send that out to Mark because he'll like that.
For Mr. Elvig, he's sending that out to Mark Ockett, one of our associates. And my first opportunity to make a save here. I didn't have to move too far. Bounced off the bleachers as it came right towards us. 22-13 is the score. As that service was out, Isha Mahal going to rotate back for Jackson, trailing by 9 now. Mahal with the good serve. Soderblom sets it, gets it to her setter, and another long swing for Jackson. Paige Wilson not being able to find the target yet. She looks a little frustrated. 23-13. So Timberwolves pretty young, just 3 seniors. And it's Ursino. And the swing is blocked as Dollarhide hit it hard, but good timing by Glacier Peak. So Glacier Peak came to play tonight. And it's 24-13, so it is set point. And there's the block. Going to set up once again. Big swing by Wilson. One was blocked, that one was dug. And everything going the way of the Timberwolves as Megan Perry hammers that one down. And set one really never even in doubt, 25-13 for Glacier Peak. So, we've got a break. This is Mike Buckles along with Todd Elvig. We'll be right back after this commercial break here on STSPN.
We are with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Welcome back. Mike Buckles here on STSPN along with Todd Elvig and Glacier Peak. The visitors took the first set 25-13. Watching the bench during that little break, Caitlin Wheeler jammed some fingers, which is a common injury in volleyball, also basketball, and it hurts quite a bit. And she's in a little pain, but they've tied her fingers together with some athletic tape, rubbed some dirt on it, and send her back out there. We like to see that, as that's an injury that I've had numerous times in my former athletic career. And service is going to go to the Jackson Timberwolves, who, frankly speaking, were a little bit flat there here in the first set. Alina Powell with the service, and she goes right at Wheeler. Wheeler digs it up in the air, and the rest of the Grizz stood around and watched, so it is a service ace, 1-0 now.
This is not a spectator sport.
That's correct. And another service ace, this time Kate Hansen, the libero, trying to get to it in the back row, and she cannot. So Powell maybe taking control a little bit of the contest here for the Timberwolves. And this one is received, batted around at the net, and Jackson's going to get the setup. And up in the air and the over, it is Wheeler getting the over with those taped up hand. And then for Jackson, Wheeler comes up with a dig for the Grizz. Left-handed swing, good rally going here early in the second set as back and forth we go. Sauter home block, but it goes out. Good effort there by Johansson and Ingram.
Johansson and company.
And yeah, Aaron Ingram. Soderblom back to serve. Score is 2-1. Glacier Peak now with an opportunity once again here to tie it up. And service ace as these two teams start to know each other pretty well and decide who they want to attack. They attacked Ingram that time. She could not handle the serve, so let's see what Soderblom does this time. It's Ursino with the receive. Block at the net. Katie German. Excuse me. Wrong team, same number. Megan Perry with the block. And T-Wolves just having to play the over. It is Soderblom. Short set at that time. Quick hitter. Jackson played it well. Gets the setup. And into the net that time, Katie German. Trying to go with the left hand.
Nice theory, but didn't work.
Yeah, you'll see players that they do what we used to call them the jump shots. You know, they jump and they kind of hang in the air, but that means that they're on their way down, and a lot of times that totally changes the angle, and you'll see some net serves as another swing goes out for Glacier Peak, and the Wolves have the lead, and it is Isha Mahal back serving for Jackson. Going to get a good set that time by Jordan Sprink, but the swing goes out. Jackson with the point. Well, we have regular officials here doing the lines, and you like to see that. 5-3, and good call there as that one goes out. 5-4, unforced errors, which brings us to key number 3, net play. Both teams have the height, and which team is going to dominate at the net. That serve just tweaks over a little bit. Paige Wilson with the good swing that time, and Megan Perry hammers one home for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies here on the near side of the court wearing the dark jerseys have tied it up 5-5. Mahal with the pass. And nice play by Jackson as Ainsley Johansson comes away with a kill. And Jackson has a rare lead in this contest, 6-5.
I think they made some good adjustments there.
It seems like that has been the case. Orsino with the serve. Well, let's see what the Wolves do. They go to Wheeler over on the far side. Pass seemed to be off. The set seemed to be off just a touch by Jordan Sprink, and anyway missed time, so 7-5. Sprink this time goes behind, and a nice pass and a nice swing by Megan Perry. Perry, the 6'1" right side hitter. And the lefty hammers that one home as she goes to the angle from the left back to the backline center. And Gerges going to serve for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Set up. Gerges with a nice dig up on the net though. Tap down. So a couple of good athletic plays, and Orsino cannot get to that dump shot, and the point goes to Glacier Peak. Coach Thorne giving the sign of what offense he wants to run when they get back the ball, but they do not, as Jackson runs an outstanding play, finds an opening for the kill. 8-7.
I don't think that's the outcome he wanted from that play.
Usually you like perfection. And a nice receive that gets back over. But Jackson sets it up, and a big swing by Wilson just misses the sideline. And we're tied 8-8. And I would have to say that this is a big set for Jackson. They do not want to fall behind 2-2, as that would really give some momentum, and they pound that one too long, 9-8.
Fall behind 2-2.
Fall behind 2-zip.
Just checking your math.
Addison Stratton. Well, you could do that all year long if you would like to. Good rally going here up near the net. Punching it over is Emily Scott, who's checked in for the Grizzlies. Up at the net, Stratton with a nice dig. Gerges with the good set. And
That would have been out.
Mahal plays that one, though, and touching it over the net. Paige Wilson for the point. We're tied at 9. When you're on the back line, you got to make those split decisions. Those balls are flying at you pretty with a good pace on them. And good start here again. Good setup. Well played. Aaron Ingram comes up with the kill for the T-Wolves. And they have regained the lead at 10-9. Paige Wilson back to serve. Let's see who she attacks, and it is the libero, Kate Hansen, who can't get to it. And when it get to it, it clears the net and then just drops off the table. So for those of you that are watching Major League playoffs, you see a lot of pitches that do that, and they're difficult to hit. And it's also the same here with the volleyball service. Gerges gets to that one, makes a nice pass. Jackson tries to block it, and then they dive to go out of play. Point goes to Glacier Peak. So Glacier Peak keeping their composure here, and they have cut the lead to 1. Habib back to serve, and she has a nice drop on her serve again. And one more time, pounding it off the block is Aaron Ingram, 6'1" junior for the Timberwolves. They have the lead at 2. Brooklyn Coleman back to serve for the Timberwolves. Set up nicely. And I believe that's Emily Scott.
Oh, she's got some kind of, the number 11 there, she's got some kind of tape on her arm.
That is related to maybe a bicep issue coming down off of her shoulder. They're trying to give a little extra support there. 12-11 is the score. Glacier Peak serving. Ursino with the dig. And once again, Aaron Ingram with the point for the Jackson Timberwolves. They lead by 2 in this set after losing that first set. Alina Powell serving for Jackson. They let it go, and that's one of the dangers when you're near that back line, letting it go, and it drops in there for a service ace. Powell got this set off to a good start, and she's back at it again. Had a couple of aces right out of the gate, and she's got another one here. 14-11.
Oh, I thought that was a GP point.
And the officials are
Talking about it.
setting themselves up. We're assuming that they're talking about it. You know, sometimes I always like the kid that they're discussing pizza after the game.
Hey, I'd like to give a good shout out to the Everett School District IT department for all of their support. We'll just put it that way. Very, very generous and kind people.
Good hustle on both sides of the net. Stratton gets it over. Timberwolves going to get a set. They go to Ingram. Stratton with another dig. They go back to Soderholm, and Soderholm for Glacier Peak. Does not cut the angle sharp enough from right to left. It goes out 15-11. Jackson leading here. So Jackson seems to have made some good adjustments here in the second set. And Powell doing a good job of serving, and another service ace. And
he's going to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, Dave Thorne, coach of the Grizzlies, going to take a timeout here in the second set with Jackson ahead 16-11. We'll be right back on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back. Timeout is over. Teams are back out on the floor. Grizz in their dark blue faded jerseys down towards the bottom to a different color. And there's a short set and a good block by Ingram and Johansson. So it's 17-11. And Powell still serving back there. Knuckleball, tough one. Stratton gets it up in the air. And a couple of swings there for Megan Perry. Played by Jackson. Now the Grizz going to set that one up. Soderblom hammers that one. Grizzlies get the point. 17-12. We're in the second set. Glacier Peak, the record of 3-5, winning the first set. Short set, excellent block. Lauren Larson there. Double block along with Megan Perry. I'll have to look at that a little closer. See who that is. Over it goes. Grizzlies going to get the set. Reverse setup there by Jordan Sprink. Jackson plays it well, and one more time, Aaron Ingram, who has stepped up. Yeah, that picture of one of our players of the game when we had Jackson early in the year, it was Paige Wilson. Mahal back to serve now for Jackson. Sprint goes back again. Left-handed swing by Perry, picked up by the Timberwolves. And they hammer it off Soderblom, 19-13. So feeling a little bit of a momentum switch here. As I mentioned early in the evening, these two teams are well matched
Number 10.
with each other. And Wheeler has her attempt blocked. Grizz tried to play it out of the net, unable to do so. So the Timberwolves doing a good job now dominating the net where the Grizzlies dominated the net in the first game. It is 20-13. Isha Mahal back serving. Wheeler with the pass. Sprink back to Wheeler off speed. And the Timberwolves hit that one out of play. And you heard Todd mention number 10. She was the player of the game on Tuesday. That was Alina Powell of the Jackson Timberwolves. And don't forget to stay after, as we will have our player of the game presentation. Blocked by the Grizz, but it goes out of play, and another point. Brooklyn Coleman going to sub back in for the T-Wolves. Rosino rotates back to serve, 21-14. Sprink goes middle, short set, and hammered down by Habib. Well played there, 21-15. So a little bit of a run there by Jackson, but Glacier Peak trying to come back here now in the second set, trailing by 6. It will be Monica Gerges. Knuckleball serve. Hits the line. Service ace. Jackson players kind of watch that. I mean, when knuckleball, it truly moved around, and she has moved around. Monica over to the left side of the center court. This one just a lob. Played by Mahal. Errant pass, though, nobody there. Coleman tried to dive and get it, and suddenly it is 21-17. And Gerges making her presence known here. And Gerges with a good dig. And Scott, Emily Scott, trying to get over the net there. She did not. Point goes to Jackson. So the Grizzly run is cut short, 22-17. Served by Dollarhide, set up now by the Grizzlies. And they go to Wilson. And she hammers it off the block. So it is 23-17. So Jackson closing in on a second set victory here. Dollarhide. Long serve. Not by much, but it's out.
I was just checking our feed on my phone, watching it live on the phone, and we're only about 15 to 20 seconds behind real time.
Stratton with the serve for the Grizzlies as it's 23-18. Gerges with the nice dig there, and now Soderblom. Mahal with the good pass. Wilson tries to go off speed, and it's blocked and out. So 23-19. Glacier Peak not going away. Stratton back to serve again. 5'4" sophomore defensive player. Up in the air by Dollarhide. Wilson hammers that one, going to be played. Grizzlies going to set it up. Who do they go to? Mahal digs it out for Jackson. Knocked over with the heel of her hand, and it looked like Gerges slid all the way underneath the net after making that pass, and it will be set point 24-19. And Paige Wilson back to serve for the Timberwolves. Knuckleball, Stratton plays it well. Up in the air again, good hustle. They go backside, good dig by Dollarhide, and once again off speed goes Ingram for the kill. 25-19, and that is going to do it. So Jackson loses the first set, but comes back and ties it up in the second set with the 25-19 win. We're going to take a break. We will be back for set number 3 right after this on STSPN.
Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Welcome back to STSPN. We're at Jackson High School, all tied up at 1 set each. Drum line pounding out the groove. And the Jackson coaches are all decked out in holiday gear. And the freshman coach, Angie Crittenden, wearing the holiday Christmas hat here at the end, just having a really good time. Of course, I'm not exactly sure why they decided to be the early birds, but they are. Glacier Peak winning the first set. Jackson coming back in the second set and immediately make good on that. And the momentum seems to have switched over to Jackson after Glacier Peak handily won the first set, 25-13. Jackson winning the second set, 25-19, and leading 1-0 here. Nice double block by the Timberwolves. Soderblom, though, hammers that one off of this double block for the point to tie it up.
Well, I'm not sure, but, Lowe's is here in Mill Creek, and they have the Christmas stuff out already, so maybe Jackson's been over to Lowe's.
Soderblom serves a bomb over the end line. Service air, 2-1. Looked good, but it didn't drop. There was one year I did my Christmas shopping and got done. I was done by this time of the year. But
our family never has that much money to have it done by.
I've never done that before or since. That was probably about 10 years ago. Good rally going here. Short set. Good swing. Kill by Ainsley Johansson. Got a good set. It is 3-1. Timberwolves. Isha Mahal. Just one of 3 seniors on the Jackson team. Back serving. There it goes. Off to the right. And going to be set up by the Grizzlies. Left-handed swing goes off the block. Point goes to the Timberwolves. Megan Perry with the point. Megan Perry making her presence known so far today. Several kills and a couple of blocks at the net. 3-2. And service ace, as it looked like Jackson was thinking about letting that one go. But in my humble opinion, that was going to hit in. And so good effort to try to get to it, but it is 3-3. This time it goes short. Kate Hansen on the serve. Up and over. And pounding it down, Paige Wilson. Should say tapping it down off of the block. 4-3, Jackson. Rosa Ursino playing libero tonight. Back with the service. And here come the Grizzlies off speed. And it's Habib. Good seeing eye tap over the block. Ties it up at 4 as it was a single block. And she saw it right there. Just tapped it right over. No one there to back it up. And Monica Gerges back to serve for the Grizzlies. Serve is over. It's Mahal to Powell and Wilson, and now the Grizzlies going to have an opportunity and a nice swing there by Emily Scott. Let's see if the Grizzlies can get another opportunity here. They do. It's tapped off, though. Timberwolves going to get to it. Powell goes behind her head. Swing is blocked, and Dollarhide gets back to it, and it is out. She tapped it up. Errant pass, 5-4. And back and forth we go. The Grizzlies now.
I love this Santa hat right down here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The freshman coach wearing that hat. Certainly having a good time this evening at this a volleyball game. Westco 4A action. Jackson going to get the setup. Off speed it goes. Opportunity here. Gerges sets it up, and it is Wheeler punching it over. Up near the standard for Jackson, they get the over. A good rally going here. Gerges again goes behind. Angle hit Dollarhide. Almost got in the way of the passer, but the T-Wolves recover. And back and forth. Good stretch of play here. And finally, goes off of Gerges. It was right at her, but up high, so she got her hands up maybe just a little bit late as she was down in that defensive stance, thinking she was going to have to dig and had to put her hands up for self-protection. 5-5, Lexi Dollarhide serving for Jackson.
You know, speaking of the freshman coach there with the great hat, they won first time ever against Glacier Peak.
Well, that's why we're in a good mood there, as Jackson in the middle goes for the short angle to the left side for another point.
Of course, I was told by one of the parents to say that it's still 5-1. So
okay, so they got the rivalry going here. I heard the same discussion with UW versus Oregon football today. Even though when Oregon dominated here earlier in this century, they're still well behind in the overall. And look at this rally that's going here. Another good rally. Good communication here by both teams. Set up back line. Soderblom comes in and hammers it. Powell going to set up short. Coleman with the nice big hit. Gerges having to save it. Over it goes. Back and forth. Powell off the net. Good dive, but point for Jackson. Hard fought point. 7-5. Good effort both ways. Dollarhide again having a good stretch here. Off the net. No one there on Gerges' return, as her timing was thrown off with the hit on the let serve. Got it back over.
You know what? I have to say that the long rallies did not. Both of them didn't go in favor of Glacier Peak.
That point, however, did with
yeah, but it's quick.
Addison Stratton, 7-7. Curving knuckleball comes out. Wilson goes to Coleman. Dug out of there by the liberos of the Grizz. Oh, beautiful dive by Hansen. And she got that one up in the air, but the swing goes too long and goes for naught. 8-7. Paige Wilson, 5'10" outside hitter. Hop, skip, and a jump service goes. And playing it off the net, it's going to be, maybe that was too many, as there was a punch over Ingram, blocked for one of the rare times tonight. Gets another opportunity, partially blocked as well. And Soderblom comes up, hammers that one. Powell gets it back to Wilson. Wilson into the net. 8-8, as both teams, as the rallies get a little bit longer and longer, they start expending more and more energy. Habib back to serve for Glacier Peak. All tied up at 8. Dollarhide pass and behind Coleman. Brooklyn Coleman, just 5'7". Opposite hitter and a setter, and she made good on that one. 9-8, so slow rolling ball coming towards the table here. I thought maybe I was going to have to make a play. It's the only kind I can make a play on. I didn't have to.
You mean the rolling on the floor?
Yeah, slow rolling. Glacier Peak set up. And they go to, as they so often do, Sophia Soderblom from that left side. And she likes to play that angle. And I'll tell you what, when she gets it going, she's pretty tough on that right side, going from right to left. Makes good on that one, 9-9. Jordan Sprink back to serve for Glacier Peak. Powell going to set up, and not well timed with Johansson, and Johansson pounds it into the net.
It was a good idea. Was it like kind of like a reverse?
Yeah, good thought there. Maybe just not quite high enough on the set. Coach had a bit of a word of instruction for Wilson, and that one, Ingram again. Hammers that one, Aaron Ingram. Solid play tonight on the front line for the Timberwolves. Alina Powell, unusual for a lot of the high school setters, at 6 foot tall, allows her to do some blocking on the defensive side as well. She gets to that one, makes the pass. Ursino passes to Ingram, and Ingram, once again, seeing the open spot as she goes up, and takes a bit of a right angle into the middle of the defense for the point, 11-10. Powell with the serve, and pass was there, timing that one, Johansson in the middle of the net, so the balance of power on the net place shifting a little so far here to Jackson. But the Grizz have had some good net play over the course of this contest here up front. And there's some right there. Good set, dug out nicely by Jackson. And wow, Stratton with some good dicks there in the back row for Glacier Peak. They can't do anything with it though. And it's 13-10 Jackson. So Coach Thorne maybe going to have to talk it over here in a minute as it goes to 14-10. And he does call timeout. So with the score 14-10 tied at 1 set apiece here at Jackson High School, we're going to take a timeout with Glacier Peak, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Drumline grooving here at Jackson High School. Glacier Peak taking the timeout. I thought that was a good timeout by Coach Thorne, understanding that he doesn't want this very important third set to get away without trying to stop the momentum of the Jackson Timberwolves. Stratton gets the pass in the air. They're just going to play the over. And Ingram, once again, with the swing, picked up by the Grizzlies. Blocked and out. Megan Perry with the kill for Grizzly Peak. Grizzly Peak.
That works.
It works. The Grizzly Peak Glaciers. 14-11. It's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Up in the air, there it goes. Wheeler again, a little strong this time. I wonder if she's thinking at all about those jammed fingers as they're on her left. Which hand are they on? They're on her right hand. And they attack Wheeler with the serve. She gets a nice pass, and this one is hammered over by Megan Perry into the Jackson bench for a Jackson point. 16-11. Isha Mahal jump serve, and there's that service error. side out goes to Glacier Peak. And, you know, as a coach, you just kind of hate to see those unforced errors. And it seems like a lot of times they come at inopportune times, you know. Got a chance to maybe put them away, and now all of a sudden the momentum comes back. Good double block at the net. Habib along with number 11, Megan Perry. And we're at 16-13. Racino receives that one. Wilson gets the set, and she hammers that one off of Jordan Sprink. Not much Jordan can do with that. And Wilson did a good job as she actually looked to her right and then went ahead and went down the line. So Sprink going to set up her teammate. But Jackson plays it, gets another swing and a kill for Paige Wilson. So 18-13, and another discussion here. And the umpire has apparently heard something that he does not want to hear from a student crowd, so they're going to give them a warning. And while they're doing that, I'm going to ask you to join us after the contest as we have the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game presentation. So don't forget to join us. And the students are being chastised over on the Glacier Peak side.
Oh, the GP players were
Not
saying something?
Not players.
I mean,
the stands.
Crowd?
Well, I'm not even sure it was a crowd. Could just be one culprit. But you know how it is. When you're part of a group, everybody's guilty, you know, one way or the other. So, but this has stopped the momentum possibly here for both teams now, as you hate to see that happen as you want to get things going. So one of the officials looking over here and smiling as Glacier Peak going to have, Jackson Racino going to have the serve, leading 18-13. And big swing, it's blocked. Megan Perry, though, with a lot of power on that, and it goes out of play. So Perry gets the point, 18-14. The year the War of 1812 ended, 1814. I always like to bring up the history stuff. Probably the same stuff I always talk about. Gerges serving. And they go to Coleman in the middle. She skies up, swing, and drops the dynamite, 19-14. Good pace on that one. Well played, quick set by Jackson. So a little change in the offense, and Coach Stoudinger likes what she sees on that one. Dollarhide back to serve, had a good stretch early on. And unforced error, which is a couple unforced errors on the service for Jackson, and that's helping to keep Glacier Peak in the contest. So Addison Stratton, who's been had a good match today, both serving and also playing some good defense, getting some big digs on. And there's another one right there. Gerges with the set. Nice double block by Jackson. Gerges goes back this time over the net. It goes. Emily Scott pounds that one off of the block for the point. 19-16, so Glacier Peak making a little run here. Back line, Dollarhide. Gerges going to go up front. They're just going to play the over. And Powell, short set again. This time, Glacier Peak ready for it. Habib. Basically, don't try that again. Went to the well once too often, and it's 19-17. Dollarhide pass to Powell. They set up Wilson. And Gerges going to set up Glacier Peak, played by the Timberwolves, and go off speed into the middle of the gap, and it is 20-17, and that will bring in Aaron Ingram again for that formidable middle blocker for the Timberwolves. 20-17 though. The Grizzlies are hanging around. A tough serve. Habib gets the pass on it. Dollarhide now passes to Powell, and Ingram is blocked, but it goes out. So Ingram comes in after that brief rotation over here on the bench and gets a kill. 21-17, timeout taken again by Glacier Peak. Here in the third set, we're tied at 1 set each, 21-17. We'll be right back.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back. Drumline pounding it out during that timeout. 21-17, Jackson leading in the third set. We're all tied up here at Jackson High School, Jackson and Glacier Peak, but Jackson perhaps on the verge of taking this third set, but there's a ways to go. Stratton gets the serve. Gerges trying to go back overhead just to get it over, unable to do so. And it is 22-17, so the momentum is clearly somewhat switched away here from the Grizzlies. And let's see if they can get back into it. And the Timberwolf defense comes through. Gerges, nice set over on the side. Scott, Emily Scott, a 5'6" outside hitter, gets that reverse set, times it perfectly, and pops it over into the center of the Jackson zone. Nobody there. 22-18, Habib serving for Glacier Peak. Dollarhide with the pass to Powell. And they're going to go to the 6'1" Ingram. She tries to go off speed, picked up by the Grizzlies. Habib from the back row. Well played again, so Glacier Peak not going away. As I mentioned earlier, we expected this one to be close in terms of the sets. Scores haven't necessarily been all that close in each set, but they're fairly evenly matched. And Ingram this time pounds the big swing off of Habib, who's in the back row. So Ingram gets another kill. She's been very solid tonight. 23-19. Brooklyn Coleman back to serve. A lot of those players serve the knuckleballs, so they're hard to play. There's a play at the net, bounces off the shoulder of Lauren Larson. She tried to chicken wing that back up in the air, couldn't get it up high enough, and it is set point for the Timberwolves. Coleman. Now, Jackson going to have it set up. It's Ingram one more time. Stratton with the good dig. Gerges. And that one's right back at us, so Glacier Peak comes through and stays alive here. Got some subs coming in. Rosa Ursino checks in for Jackson, and back to serve will be Jordan Sprink for Glacier Peak. And there it goes. Powell goes behind her head, swing and in, and that is going to do it as Ainsley Johansson gets the kill. So third set goes Jackson's way, 25-20. Jackson won the second set, 25-19. Glacier Peak taking the first set, 25-13, but Timberwolves seem to have found their stride that has been good enough for third place so far in the Westco. We'll be right back here at Jackson High School for set number 4 after this series of commercials.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back, Jackson High School, and you just saw that commercial for Adrenaline Fundraising. Right after this contest, we'll have the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game. A shout out to David Wright, who is the sponsor for Adrenaline Fundraising and lives up by me on Camino Island.
No kidding. I think actually he spends a lot of time on vacation. I see his Facebook posts, and man, he's got a lot of pictures from Mexico and Hawaii. And
well, his kids are grown and out of the house now, so you can do those kinds of things. Well, set number 4, Jackson with a 2-1 lead over Glacier Peak, and Jackson will have the serve. It's Alina Powell. It is Glacier Peak on this side of the net as we're set up on kind of on the baseline here, and immediately Glacier Peak doing a good job of setting up Megan Perry, and she comes through with the kill. Nice play by Glacier Peak. 1-0, and Kate Hansen with the serve. And Hansen with the dig. Cannot get to it. Has good pace on it. Good hustle, though. Jordan Sprink, you probably saw her, the Sprink sprint right towards the camera. That's up here behind. I'm in charge of protecting the camera. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. She looked like she could have steamrolled me right there. Up the net, Sprink with the setup, but Jackson gets the over. Sprink, who she's going to pass to, behind her head. She goes, and one more time, Megan Berry comes through with the kill. So it is 2-1 now with Glacier Peak. in the lead here, and Monica Gerges back to serve. Sprink and Gerges, dual setters. Oh my. Errant reception, and Wilson almost got to that one over in front of the bench. She did not, though. So Gerges scores on the service, 3-1. And a miss hit as that falls well short of the net, 3-2.
How are your hockey checking skills? Because if they come flying over here, it's not just the ball. You might have to check one of the players out of the way.
It would be better if you asked me how were my basketball blocking out skills.
Oh, yeah.
Hockey. That is a
boy. I'd love to.
fun sport
I would
to
love
watch.
to have STSPN go out and cover some hockey. That'd be awesome.
Everett has their own hockey team here, the Silver Tips. We go to 1 or 2 matches every year. It's a lot of fun. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. I think the rules are the same with lacrosse. They give you a stick and hit somebody with it. So, Gerges with the set for Glacier Peak. Jackson now with an opportunity. Orsino with a nice pass over there for the T-Wolves. Orsino again up in the air. Powell gets Dollarhide, and Dollarhide makes good on the swing there. Ties it up at 3-3. Nice pass by Gerges. Good block by Wilson. Point goes to Jackson. Scores 4-3. Jackson, you know, when you kind of look in terms of level of intensity out on the floor, both teams have settled in, but I think they could amp it up a little bit if they wanted. We did that Snohomish-Arlington game the other night, and both teams were really amped up. They had a playoff atmosphere. Good block at the net. Caitlin Wheeler.
Yeah, I tell you, Maddie Bishop was wishing that he had called that game.
Yeah, I know you said that.
That was a good match. I mean, although it was 3-0, it was still just
yeah, they were close. So Wheeler had that good block, but it caromed out. So Jackson gets the point, and good rally going, and Wheeler took that one away from Gerges. And Coach Thorne going to call a timeout early here at 6-3 to regroup a little bit for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. We'll be back. We're in set number 4. Jackson leading 2-1.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Welcome back. We are at Jackson High School. Glacier Peak taking an early timeout, trailing 6-3 here in set number 4. Back to serve will be Rosa Orsino, and receiving is Glacier Peak. Gerges gets it up in the air. Wheeler tries to fist it over. Couldn't get to it. And it is 7-3.
I think their body language is speaking for itself. They're seeming a little bit already defeated.
Yeah, and that, you will kind of see that from sequence to sequence. Wheeler with another good block, and she's already, people were saying, well, you've just jammed a finger, but I'll tell you what, when you get those and your knuckles and stuff swell up, it just takes very little fluid in there on the swelling to give you a lot of pain. And
I got to tell you that I think the coach could have put a little bit more into that play there. You see how he hit that ball? He could have at least hit it back over the net there.
Yeah, well, Glacier Peak responds here with a nice set And the angle kill from left to right, and Addie Stratton back serving. Knuckleball Ursino with the pass up near the net, and a two-handed dunk attempt by Habib, as she knows what she did wrong. It was almost like she caught it and just slammed it back down like it's a rebound putback. 9-4, and Gerges sets up Soderblom. She hammers that one off of Ursino. So Glacier Peak not going away, but the momentum has been favoring the Jackson Timberwolves, and they're, after all, in third place and want to get a little bit of revenge here on their home court. And Coleman taps that one over off speed, and that's going to bring Ingram back in. So Coleman doing a good job with the timing. Not as tall as some of the other players at 5'7", but gets up in the air, has some good hops. Same with Soderblom as she gets up in the air and hammers that one. 10-6. And got a couple of subs coming in. Jordan Sprink.
You know, this ball rolling job, that seems very, very official.
Dangerous. Whoa, that was a short set. Coleman not quite ready for that short set, but she got to it. Well played by Glacier Peak, and then Jackson comes back with the hammer. And it's 11-6.
The hammer.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, when you're standing afar and you see the volleyball, you don't realize how hard those things are coming at the players that are out there. So Ingram again takes a little bit off of it, touches it off the block, 12-6. And once, you know, as a coach, I tried to monitor the body language, and I think you're kind of correct where, and that one's out by a centimeter, 12-7, so another opportunity to maybe regain some momentum here. Got some subs coming back in again. Caitlin Wheeler returns for the Grizzlies. Soderblom with the service up in the air. And coming across around behind the setter, interesting play, Ainsley Johansson. And she makes good on that one.
I'm not sure she should have reached out for that ball.
Yeah,
It sent it off a different direction.
You know, a lot of times it's just the reaction of and the speed.
But again, I don't know anything about volleyball, so.
Well, it's the same thing that happens. The ball's going out in basketball, and if somebody is with another point there by a Glacier Peak as they are able to block Ingram, but you know, a ball will be headed out off a player, and you just naturally want to get your hand on the ball, and players will reach out and knock it out. It's difficult to not do that, and Ainsley Johansson again. So the timing on the blocks from both teams at the net has been pretty good. The shots are just ricocheting though. Volleyball goes every which direction. 14-8 Jackson with the point. And Habib gets an opportunity. So we're going back and forth here, but it is Jackson still with a bit of a cushion. It's 14-9.
With a 5-point cushion, you can't go point for point.
You cannot. It's like trading baskets in basketball. At some point, you need to string a run together here. And Gerges. And they're going to huddle up. Now, the referee called that one out I did not have a great angle, but it looked from here like it was long. I'm not even sure it was all that close, but I do not have a great angle, and he's right on top of it there. So,
And they are professional linemen tonight.
well, regular officiating, and the point stays long. I think they were correct. Coach Thorne, just the fact that they're discussing it is up, given
He wanted a mulligan.
off speed, well played. Emily Scott is coming off the bench and giving the Grizz a bit of a spark here tonight.
Hey, it's handy having the trash right here in front of us.
Yeah, it is. It's also protection from some of those high-speed swings. Those spikes coming at us. 16-10.
That's why I put it there.
That's okay. Service goes to. Oh, we got a sub coming in, Rosa Ursino, and Brooklyn Coleman returned for Jackson. Ursino going to go to her left of center, serves it back into the middle, and errant pass by Hansen.
This is not the same Glacier Peak team that we saw in the first
set. Yeah, you're right. It isn't. And it's also not the same Jackson team we saw in the first set either. As momentum, so we used to like to say, is a fickle goddess in sports, and 18-10 going to be a timeout trying to break this run. We're in set number 4. Jackson leading 2-1 and leading here 18-10. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
The gym as the drum line finishes up during the timeout, 18-10. Jackson going to serve. It is the 4th set. If Jackson wins this, it's all over. You play best of 5, so the first team to win 3, you go to 25, must win by 2 points in each set. If that does go to a 5th set, that set goes to 15.
There you are, showing off your math skills again.
Well, okay. Can you count backwards from 100 by 3s?
No.
It was John Gruden doing that, and it was like, well, when they had that, you watch that NFL Hard Knocks, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, I can do that.
Now what's the discussion? Uh-oh, out of rotation or? Well, it's getting. They're talking about where they're going to go to eat, because now look, they're behind the thing there, and he's got his phone out. I think they're looking.
He's writing it down, pepperoni or vegetarian or whatever it is they want to get.
Well, I think he's showing them a map of how to get over there to the one over the Pizza Palace. Now you take a left on Mill Creek Way.
All right, my attitude sometimes wears off on people. I think it's worn off on you now. You're gonna get some mail here pretty soon about dogging the officiating now.
You know what we want to do is we want to find out if people like this angle, because usually we're center court, and tonight we are on the floor, and this is the first time we've been on the floor, and we could be on the floor more often, or at least the camera could be. So, if anybody feels like chiming in and saying what they think.
Well, and that's good input. And this isn't bad for me, but when I was calling volleyball on radio, this is generally the angle that I had. And one of the things that happens when you're up at center court, which is obviously you're going to think it's the best angle, but unless you're up high, you get blocked out sometimes on the net play by the umpires, the officials, and then the difficult thing about having the angle at this section is that it's a little more difficult to see the team on the other side.
Well, we can put
of the net.
We can put the broadcast system in the center and the camera on the end.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We just have to run a little more cable.
Well, they are having a discussion, and so.
Oh, see, now they're trying to invite the coaches to pizza. And, I really don't think they should do that on our time.
Yes.
Dave's saying, listen, I'm not paying because we're behind in this. So that's his first name, right, Dave?
Dave, yeah. So, they're having the discussion as to whether or not.
See, now the Jackson coach, she's like, listen, you girls are not going because you got school tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this is some difficulty here because it could affect the momentum. I want to remind you that STSPN's presentation of Westco Conference Sports is presented by Speedway Chevrolet in Monroe, and you can visit them at speedwaychevrolet.com. Proud sponsor of sports since 2015, and all of our broadcast sponsors, we certainly appreciate their help and would like to encourage our audience to seek them out for their businesses, including Fred's Rivertown Ale House Restaurant and Bar in Snohomish.
That's where Dave is talking to him right now. He says, we're not going for pizza. We're going to go down to Fred's and get some of their nachos.
Man, that sounds good.
It does, doesn't it?
All right. Well, they're still having the decision. And then, of course, there's McDaniel's Do-It Center, Home and Garden, located
and Christmas
in
supplies.
Snohomish.
See, I mean, we see all this Christmas stuff here. They probably run down to McDaniel's and grab some of that.
And do they have mistletoe and poinsettias and those kinds of things?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
They got the whole deal.
Okay. And G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electric. And I think at this time of the year, you're looking for the heating.
Well, and it's nice and it's cool in here. Some of the gyms we go into are pretty hot.
Yeah, too much so, at least for me. And then, of course, we've talked about Adrenaline Fundraising sponsoring the player of the game. And then Gene Johnson Plumbing serving Snohomish and King County, and they're a new sponsor.
They are, and they're a great group of guys out there. They'll take really good care of you. I happen to know this because we know one of the plumbers there, and we're not going to say who, but they've helped us out a lot in the past.
And one of the things they enjoy doing is to partner with the high school sports program, which, of course, will make a difference in.
Well, it really does, because I mean, how do you bring this stuff to you? It's not like STSPN's making a ton of cash, so every night we're broadcasting something, and it's only because of the sponsors.
Out of curiosity, what time does Fred's Rivertown Ale House Restaurant close in Snohomish?
I think weekdays it's like 11 or something like that. I know they're always open when I go by there, because when we broadcast out of Monroe, we take First Street back over to Highway 9, and they're still in there. They always got TVs up there too. They got broadcast some kind of sports, and they carry our games typically a couple nights a week. So
Thursday night NFL, and of course the Yankees and Astros game always on. And if you're a sports fan, it's nice to keep track of that. And we got the drum line going here, and
wow, this is crazy. I mean, I really wish we knew what was going on.
Yeah, well, we could have taken a commercial break, and then.
But we didn't know we didn't know what they were going to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, we want them to come back, so why don't we go to commercial break, and then they'll come back right away.
There you go.
Okay, we'll be right back. 18-10 is the score in the fourth set.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
And we are back. I have done a little bit of Perry Mason investigation and found out that it was a rotation issue, and the umpires are trying to figure out, and the error was done by the scorer's table, and I like people who immediately said, I made a mistake and took ownership for it, but now they're trying to figure out what to do about it. So that is the delay. We're in the fourth set. The score is 18-10. You can see the Glacier Peak bench. Can you see the bench? Yeah, they're enjoying the drum line there. So we got one player there who's got crutches and a leg boot on, so we want her.
She's really like it.
Yeah, we want to be careful because she doesn't want to get injured out there again. So, but there was an issue with the rotation, and apparently the score announced the wrong number here. So,
well, it sure is a lot of fun to have everybody getting into it, even, you know.
Well, speaking of injuries, I think I told you I'm going for my MRI tomorrow. I'd be lying if I was saying I wasn't a little nervous about it, because
you don't like the confined spaces.
I don't like being in a confined space, and I failed the test on one already. You know,
I don't know how you fail. I don't know how you fail an MRI test.
Well, I could tell you because I got in the machine, and then I immediately had to get out. Now, I think part of my problem with that is from watching The Twilight Zone as a kid,
yeah,
where there was a person who ended up in a confined space and was supposed to be rescued by somebody, and he found that he was in the confined space with the person who was supposed to rescue him.
Oh,
so that is stuck in my mind. So here I am, I got the MRI tomorrow and winding myself up. So, but I guess that's a good story. I mean, we're kind of running out of things to talk about here.
Here, I'll run a little.
We'll go to commercial break here again and be right back. 18-10 is the score, but please don't go away. Welcome back here on STSPN, and the only thing I can think of that has been longer than this is the last 2 minutes of an NFL game when they are reviewing every single play. 18-10 is the score here, at least.
Oh, they took a point away from the Wolves. Took another point away from the Wolves.
They've taken 2 points.
Nope, now it went back up
away, and now one has been added back up. Glacier Peak players are certainly feeling wound up.
I don't think that they're wound up for the point. I think they're wound up for the band, or the drum line.
Well, the drummers, you know, that's what I want to say, that as a drummer myself, I like to see it when people enjoy.
Hey, speaking of which, you know what? If we could get like some riffs done by your band, that'd be great for some interlude music.
I will see what I can do. 17-10, Jackson serve. Set up back to Jackson now, and Gerges with a nice play for Glacier Peak. Soderblom unhappy with herself as she just kind of used the heel of her hand there to hammer it over, but it's 18-10. Now 18-11, so all of a sudden, after delay, we're kind of fast and furious with the points here. Habib gonna serve.
I think Dave was just doing one of those baseball coach signs. He was pulled his shirt, rubbed his nose.
And then held up a couple of fingers for whatever offense. Big swing and a kill for the Timberwolves. And that will get Erin Ingram back into the game, as she has been effective as a hitter and a middle blocker tonight. Paige Wilson with the serve. Short set. Well done, Lauren Larson. Gets a nice set from Gerges, and Larson makes good on that one. So it looks like both of these teams are going to be headed for the district tournament.
Now, what happens if when the player comes off the court, they don't hit every single player's hands on the way down the bench?
You know, I don't know. 20-12 is the score, and you know, as a coach, I
You
I
get
often
penalized.
say,
Maybe you have to run the next day or something. You have to do some
well,
laps.
I don't know. I was so focused on what was going on between the lines, and 20-12, and the garbage can
that
saved
was
us. That one was
a
close.
one. That was the first one tonight that it got really close.
Brooklyn Coleman aimed that serve right for your noggin there, and the garbage can saved you. So good call in the garbage can. I was there.
You were, but you weren't anywhere close to it.
Glacier Peak comes up with the point.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to count on you.
Well, basically, we saved the volleyball from destruction. There's tapped over and out. Glacier Peak point again, 20-15. So a little bit of momentum, and Soderblom moves to the left. She's targeting somebody specific. It's Dollarhide who makes good on it. And Ingram went off speed, got played, and miscommunication by the T-Wolves. And
she's not playing around. The Wolves coach, she's like
20-16. As the lead is cut to 4, Jackson still leads, but boy, the momentum switched and switched quickly. We got a commercial break. Set number 4. We'll be right back right after this.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
We are back, and it is crunch time here for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies as they trail by 4 in the 4th set. And the Timberwolves trying to win this. If they win it, then the match is over. And a nice block at the net. Alina Powell and Katie German with the block up front, 21-16. And Powell turns around and gives a side out right back to Glacier Peak, 21-17. Senior Kate Hansen rotates back to serve. And she drops that one into Ursino. Double hit there, 21-18. So the young Jackson Timberwolves with just 3 seniors, and this is actually good for them to have to try to navigate.
Close it out.
And Dollarhide into the net, and it's 21-19. So if you're a Jackson fan, these are the kinds of things where it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and if you're a Glacier Peak fan, then you're hoping for the comeback. Powell going to go behind, and nice dig, though, by Glacier Peak. Powell sees it off the net and well under the net. Ingram ducked and went all the way under as her momentum carried her. Nothing she could do about that, as that pass was an errant pass. And the score is now 21-20. And Service ace, and we are tied up. Kate Hansen. We got a timeout, so we got a new ball game here in the fourth set, along with that delay. So we'll be back after this commercial break. Don't go away. Mike Buckles here on STSPN, along with Todd Elvin.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back, tied at 21 in the fourth set, and I'm going to credit the drum line a little bit with firing Glacier Peak back up. They seem to really enjoy the break with the drums, and it's the Jackson drum line. So Kate Hansen waiting to serve, and we're going to 25 here. Received by Ursino, set up off speed, dug out by Glacier Peak, high in the air. Goes Jackson, block at the net by Johansson. Back row, rolls off the net. Paige Wilson with the creepy crawly over the net.
Those are always so hard to judge.
They are. I mean, what do you do? 22-21. And Mahal serves it into the net, one of the seniors for Jackson, and we're tied at 22 each here in the fourth set. Side out for Glacier Peak. It will be Monica Gerges. Both teams very excited here. Gerges over hit the net, set up, dive, and under. Well placed by Wilson. And that makes the score 23-22. Rosa Ursino getting ready to serve here. Received by Wheeler, hammered by Emily Scott. Another chance for Glacier Peak. Back row off the leg of Mahal as one player made a dive for it. Little miscommunication, 23-23. Addison Stratton. Got to win by 2. Into the crowd, service ace. So this will be an unlikely comeback if Glacier Peak can get this point here. Over the net it goes, short, and they do it! Glacier Peak comes from way behind and wins this set 25-23. So we knew this was going to be a close match, and interesting with that we had, I think, over a 5-minute delay, and during that time the momentum seemed to switch, and Glacier Peak fans are having some joy right now, but it's not over as we have another set to play. We'll be right back right after this commercial break.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are back here at Jackson High School. Glacier Peak coming from, wasn't actually keeping track, but I'm going to say about 10 points down at one point in set number 4 to claim set number 4, 25-23. And now we're going to set number 5. And the fifth set's a little different because you play to 15. Had a big delay in that fourth set, so referees being extra careful, checking the rotations here. Let's take a look at who's out there first for Jackson on the other side of the net. Wearing their white, it's Brooklyn Coleman. It's Alina Powell, Aaron Ingram. Serving for Jackson will be Paige Wilson. And Lexi Dollarhide is out there well, and the libero is Rosa Ursino for Glacier Peak. It will be the libero, Kate Hansen. Jordan Sprink is setting. Receiving serve is Kate Hansen. Sprink to Soderblom from the back line, and she hits it long. Lauren Larson also in along with Megan Perry on the front line, and Caitlin Wheeler also. 1-0 Timberwolves. It's Wheeler, Sprink, and Perry is blocked. Once again, the double block, Ingram along with Alina Powell being very effective at the net for Jackson. 2-0 Wilson. And now a setup and a flat-footed over. And Ingram hammers one, picked up by Timberwolves. Wheeler tries to go off speed over the double block. Good idea, but did not get enough on it. I think she was using her right hand there, and that's taped up as she jammed one of her fingers back in the first set. Hansen gets that one. Sprink goes back behind. And now set up off speed. Good dive by Hansen to pick it up. Oh, Ursino with a good hustle play. Ingram gets it over. Wow. Once again, good volley here. Ingram off of a player picked up by Sprink. Backline Soderblom, and she gets the kill as Wilson can't get to it. 3-1, so Soderblom, who does a pretty good job from the back row, as we've seen her do that before, and it's 3-1. Kate Hansen going to serve for Glacier Peak, who have pretty much been playing behind with the exception of the first set today. Ingram goes off speed. Ingram going to go for the block now, and Dollarhide cannot handle that spike, and off it goes, and it's 3-2. So Jackson is all alone right now in third place. They really could use this game to solidify that. Now Glacier Peak could use this as Jackson hits that one out because they're 3-5. Now they have a 2-game lead on Mariner, but I think they still have to play Mariner here in the second round, and right now they hold the 6th and final seed to the district tournament. Set goes Ingram, pounds that one, diving. Soderblom gets it, and out of play it goes. Point Jackson, 4-3. Brooklyn Coleman hammers that one over off of Soderblom. Kind of got caught in between. It almost looked like she thought it was going to go long, but had already committed, so service ace, 5-3. Deep serve, Soderblom has it. Sprint goes behind her head. Nice swing over the net. Jackson has an opportunity. Ingram showing some power there. Glacier Peak picks it up. Ingram going to get another opportunity here. And once again, picked up into the net. They get over, they do not. Trying to be a little bit too cautious. Referee's telling you not to bounce the ball there. Soderblom passes to Sprink, short set. Habib has her spike dug out by Jackson. Coleman, nice pass to Powell, short set, off speed, over it goes. Ainsley Johansson, and now because it's the 5th set, earlier on we were talking about the energy not being totally intense. The intensity is picked up here. 7-3, Jackson in the 5th set. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are back. Glacier Peak Timberwolves doing a good job of coming back, but they now trail 7-3 in the 5th set.
And they don't have any extra buffer at 15 points.
No, not much. So, nice set by Jackson, and they go to Ingram again. And she's been on the left side, blocking and hitting, and takes the angle back deep for the point, 8-3. Coleman, Hanson with the receive, Sprink behind her head. And Perry goes down the line with the left-handed swing, 8-4.
Your partners over there at TCSN did Stanwood Getchell tonight, and that final is 3-0.
Stanwood?
Yep.
Yeah, Stanwood's kind of hanging around the middle of the pack of Westco 3A. 8-4. Nice serve by Gerges. Back deep, and Ingram again. Nice dig by Kate Hansen of Glacier Peak. A little miscommunication by Jackson. Gerges going to go to Habib, and it's a short block and off the net. Powell can't pick it up. It's 8-5. And Monica Gerges rotates back. Knuckleball serve. High looping serve. And Ingram is blocked by Habib. A rare block of Ingram. And right back to the back line, Habib. Bringing Glacier Peak back within 8-6. It's one of those big plays like the big block in basketball. We're going to go to Ingram again. This time She goes down the line instead of the middle. And Jackson really working Ingram on that front line. It's 9-6 Jackson. Powell back to serve. Hansen has it. And Habib, wow. All of a sudden, Emily Habib catching fire. She's been very solid in the middle of the defensive net tonight. Was quietly having a good game, but all of a sudden making some big plays, and a service out, a rare service out by Addison Stratton. And the score goes to 10-7. It's going to bring in the senior Isha Mahal for the Jackson Timberwolves. Mahal, knuckleball by Stratton. And Soderblom hammers it back off of Mahal. She was down low, got under it. Nobody there to pick it up. 10-8. Habib back to serve. Once again, Glacier Peak playing from behind. Ursino. Wow. Dives off. Referee's going to see if the ball hit the floor. It looked to me, this is one of those timeouts that you don't have the virtue of the replay, like the low pass in the NFL. It looked to me like Ursino picked it up.
Well, I know that the GP girls were standing up like they had scored, so.
Well, of course. So it looked like Ursino picked it up, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. She would know, or you get the baseball player also trapping it, the line drive in the outfield. You have lots of similar kind of plays, and the play holds. And you don't have replay here, do you?
Well, I could turn it on, but we wouldn't be able to see it from here.
Yeah, okay. 11-8. Wow. Ursino, service is over. It is Stratton. And double block. Somebody under the net for Glacier Peak, and maybe that, if you want to call it a controversial call, sometimes in a close game like that, I don't know if it's controversial, but at least a close call. It's 12-8, Timberwolves over Glacier Peak. We'll be right back here in set number 5.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loot machine.
Welcome back, 12-8. Rosa Ursino serving for Jackson, who has the lead. Stratton gets it to Gerges, and now Jackson will have the setup and the big swing and the hammer on the spike by Paige Wilson. And she gets the job done there, 13-8. The 6'1" player, Ingram, has rotated out as she doesn't play back line, and Mahal cannot get to that one. So once again, Glacier Peak not going away, 13-9. And it will be one of the two setters back serving here. It's Jordan Sprink, 5'4" senior. Jackson going to get an opportunity. They go short set. Coleman just punches it over. Left side. Wow. Perry goes down the line with it. She's been effective with that all night, 13-10. Ursino, a little bit off target. They're going to get it over, though. Jackson. Now Stratton, Sprink, and Perry again. And goes down the line. Referee says he did not see it. And the call goes to Jackson, and now I would think that they should ask the side judge over here. He's the official with the next best angle, and we've had, or maybe he made the call.
Oh,
We got a yellow card on Coach Thorne, so the officials heard enough from him, but and I couldn't say whether it was in or not because I don't have the angle, but it hit right in front of the line official, and the side judge had the next best angle. So it's 14-10, match point. And now we've got a red card.
I've never seen a red card in.
And that is going to do it as we come to somewhat of a controversial issue, and Coach Thorne obviously not happy, and it's really unfortunate that a good match comes down to that, but the teams will shake hands and move on, as we will, and we will select our STSPN Player of the Game sponsored by Adrenaline Fundraising. So don't go away. I know it's been a long night, but we got a young lady coming up here that we're going to talk to, and we will be right back.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Oh, let's fix this up. Oh, sorry. Here. Gotta put that. You gotta get that up. So there's your microphone.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back here on STSPN. Mike Buckles here, along with our player of the game tonight. It is Aaron Ingram, the 6'1" outside hitter and middle blocker tonight. You had a nice game tonight. Way to go.
Thank you.
A little bit of controversy on some of the plays and things that happened. There was some administrative stuff. Timberwolves fought through it tonight, and you got the win. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about the strategy on playing Glacier Peak. You're pretty evenly matched.
We all just came together, did our job, and played it out.
So you mostly play on the front line doing middle blocking and hitting and stuff. Is this one of your better games of the year?
Yeah, I would say so.
So, yeah, dominant force tonight. It seemed like you kind of had some good vision as you went up for the power hits, but also Nice job of going off speed, finding the openings there.
Thank you.
What are you looking at? How do you set that up? How do you go about deciding what to do on that?
I just look for the holes and I place the ball where nobody's there.
Okay. And so you're a junior, 6'1". Do you play any other sports as well?
No, just volleyball.
Just volleyball?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a really good job at that.
Thank you.
And can you want to give a shout out to anybody tonight here?
I'll give a shout out to Isha for her awesome digs.
Yeah, you had a lot of players play really well tonight. Nisha does a good job of doing some digs. Well, we have a T-shirt. It's printed up by Adrenaline Fundraising, and you want to hold that up and look right into the camera. Todd's going to get your picture right there. And your team now has 6 wins and 3 losses. You're all alone in 3rd place. And another team that you're looking forward to playing here?
Mount Vernon.
You want to play Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
Do you get them at home next time, or do you have to go up there?
Oh, we go up there, actually.
You go up there. Okay. Well, hey, that's really an old school gym up in Mount Vernon. It's nice.
Yeah.
Have you been up there before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So did you have a good match with them last time? Just didn't quite get over the hump.
Yeah, we just didn't.
You want to look better, to play a little bit better up there.
Yeah, we want to get a rematch.
Okay. Well, good luck, and thank you very much for coming over and chatting with us. Our player of the game tonight is number 8, Aaron Ingram, 6'1", middle blocker outside here. You can wave goodbye to the camera. Want to thank you for joining us tonight, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We've got a football game going on that starts at 7 o'clock. And on behalf of Todd Elvig, Mike Buckles, and of course our player of the game, Aaron Ingram, we want to wish you a good evening, and thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's like a loop machine.